Hello everyone, my name is Emily and I am back with another video. This time I am going to talk about how I am the letter T in LGBT. Yeah, I didn't bother actually doing that. First I want to explain what it means to be transgender. Being transgender to me personally means that your body and your mind don't really sync. Because the image that you see in your mind isn't really the image that you're seeing and through a reflection or pictures or anything like that. Which is why a lot of trans folks tend to deal with gender dysphoria. And gender dysphoria is basically feeling like your body and your gender don't really sync. So you kind of feel a disconnection, and thus you feel misery coming from when you're reminded that you're not in the right body, basically. A lot of cases it's also just your body in general. Like a lot of people just get gender dysphoria from, their whole body in general, or a specific part like your nose, or in my case, body hair. But yeah, it's things like that that cause gender dysphoria, and that's why in a lot of situations trans folks, not all though, decide to go through hormone replacement therapy, which is HRT. And HRT is, a medicational route that you can take, in which you can take hormones so that these hormones help you increase the kind of the hormone that you want to increase, and basically decrease or stop the other one that you don't. So for instance, for someone who is a trans woman, like me for example, you would want your estrogen levels to rise and your testosterone levels to decrease, and obviously you wouldn't want one of them to disappear, because everyone has some sort of balance with those two. So it's not about making one of them disappear, but it's just about increasing one and the other one lowering it, basically, so that you have more of the qualities and features that make you feel more content and happy with yourself and your body and etc. and your gender. And also another route that you can take is surgery. And surgery is basically, now here's the thing about surgery. There are a lot of cis people that like to message me and question me about if I'm before surgery or after surgery. And here's the thing about that. One, who cares? Like, why is the first thing you ask to a total stranger about their genitals and their medical history related to surgery? Like, if you wouldn't go up to someone who is cisgender and ask them about if they've taken hormones, or sorry, not hormones, if they've, their medical history in general. If you wouldn't go to a cisgender person and ask them about their personal surgeries and medical things, then why would you ask a transgender person if they've gone through surgeries the first time you meet? Like, it makes no sense. Like, it's not common courtesy, it's not right, basically. Also, not everyone goes through surgery, and it's a very personal matter. One thing that I gotta say is, like, for you cis people, when you meet someone who is trans, don't ask them if they've had surgery or not, because another thing is there are so many surgeries that anyone, not just trans people, can go through, and there are just so many options. Like, it doesn't necessarily mean the one that you're thinking about, which I already know you're talking about, the bottom surgery. But I don't even know why your mind is there, to be honest. But other surgeries that people can get are just, in general, like, you can ask if someone's been through, trans people can go through a lot of surgeries as well, in general, anyone. Like, for instance, FFS, which is facial feminization surgery, which is to make, for example, your jawline or chin, you can make it lower, decrease it, and make it rounder, and several other things. And for someone or you can also go through top surgery and, get, for example, breast augmentation, or get your top part removed because it makes you uncomfortable. Just in general, like, these are just some of the various surgeries that someone who is trans can get. However, even cisgender people can go through several surgeries that, you know, they don't need to go through, but sometimes they choose to, and sometimes they are surgeries that you need to go through. So if you go around asking people, one, if they're before or after surgery, it's rude, because it's like, well, I'm not going to tell you, you're a stranger, I don't know you, I wouldn't tell you about my medical history right off the bat. And two, it doesn't really make sense, because I mean, what surgery are you talking about? Like, I know which one you're talking about, but in general, surgeries are surgeries. So if you are gonna go around asking people that, you might as well just ask them about their genitals, in which case just don't bother with me. Okay, I mean, that's just a lesson for anyone who is wondering things about people who are trans. But yeah, so there's that route as well, and that's another thing. So there's hormones, there's surgery, and there's just gender dysphoria, and that's basically what it means to be trans. And another thing that to keep in mind is that gender and your sexual identity don't connect. I mean, like, you can have them at the same time, but they don't mean the same thing. That's what I'm trying to say. For instance, someone who labels themselves as a man or a woman can be either can like girls or can like boys or can like both, neither, or not have a preference. And those are options. And also there's people who label as neither of those, or else they go from one to the other, etc. Like, they're just, people think that human beings are just so black and white, like everything is just so simple, it's just 2D. But in reality, human beings are like 3D, you know, there's so many colors to the rainbow. You can't just expect all of us to fit into little categories and make it work somehow. And I'm not even getting like started with other labels that there is in the LGBT community, but these are the main things. So yes, if you are a trans woman and you like girls, you are gay, you're a lesbian. If you're a trans man and you like boys, then you are gay and you like boys. And yeah, and there's also people who like both, who are bisexual or don't really care and can be pansexual, or just like don't like anyone at all in terms of romantically. They can be, or sexually, they can be aromantic or asexual or whatever. You know, there are so many terms that I'm not even getting started here. But that's my main point. Like, there are so many things, and human beings are way more complex than people think. And that's basically what else I'm going to continue to talk about on this, as well as my struggles to start hormones. And I am 7 months on hormones, so I'll do updates as well. But yeah, this is just a channel starter episode, and there's just so much to get into, so I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll be back with more. Bye. And two, hold on. I lost my train of thought. And two, oh, and two, wait, what? I'm not recording this whole time. So I keep doing that over there because my laptop doesn't have a screen, which means I have to keep looking at the wrong camera. Yeah, that's it. Like, subscribe if you want to, I guess. Also, look at my eyeshadow. Not for real, bye.